Really what was on my mind was I couldn't play basketball. That was really the toughest part for me.
Stop it, I was like, you did it, talk to you. All right.
These are the 10 most emotional moments in NBA history. And at number 10, the NBA was just about to welcome its next big stars when they shocked the world.
Before we continue tonight, I want to take a moment to recognize Baylor center Isaiah Austin. You may have heard about Isaiah. He is one of the nation's best collegiate players and was expected to be picked tonight before the discovery just a few days ago that he had a genetic disorder called Marfan syndrome and is no longer able to play competitive basketball. Like the other young men here tonight, Isaiah committed himself through endless hard work and dedication to a potential career as a professional basketball player, and we wanted to make sure he fulfilled at least this part of his dream. So it gives me great pleasure to say that with the next pick in the 2014 NBA Draft, the NBA selects Isaiah Austin from Baylor University.
Really what was on my mind was I couldn't play basketball. That was really the toughest part for me.
Man, the commissioner's a real one for that. In number 9, a player had an entire stadium fearing for his life.
The guy that probably hit the biggest shot in Cavs history. They're going up. Oh my goodness. Hayward came down so hard. Okay, Hayward broke his leg. Hayward is broken.
This was an injury so scary, they don't even allow it on YouTube. Gordon had the entire NBA rallying behind him, and in the very next game, he let the world know on live television that he was okay.
There were like dark times, like just the negative thoughts that go through your mind, which I think are natural, but it's hard to stop because it just keeps spiraling on you. And for like other athletes who've been through it, Paul George was huge, texting me. I was in the gym when he did his injury. Odell Beckham just had a season-ending injury. J.J. Watt too. I mean, guys like that are, superstar guys to reach out, definitely lifted my.
Man, you gotta respect Gordon for even wanting to step back on a core. But at number 8, sometimes emotional moments can get you turned into one of the biggest memes in social media history. Who else but Kevin Durant? I'm sure we've all seen pictures of him like these, and they came during the 2013 season when KD was on a mission to become the best player in the NBA, and after dominating the entire league, he was crowned MVP until he got the award and decided he wasn't even the one who deserved it.
Making me run up a hill, making me do push-ups, screaming at me from the sideline of my games at 8 or 9 years old. We wasn't supposed to be here. You made us believe. You kept us off the street. You put clothes on our backs, food on the table. When you didn't eat, you made sure we ate. You went to sleep hungry. You sacrificed for us. You the real MVP.
I'm not crying. You are. Things could have been much worse though. Like in number 7, where a player's emotional moment got him fined tens of thousands of dollars, it's all because NBA referees have been acting crazy, ejecting players for no reason, throwing down dogs. Even this review looks like Gucci Mane is riding four-wheelers in the middle of games. So when Fred VanVleet told the refs they weren't doing their jobs correctly, they hit him with a tack and lost his team to gain, so Fred snapped.
Fine, I don't really care. I thought, Ben Taylor was terrible tonight. A couple of the, out of the 3, there's 1 or 2 that just the game up. You could look up, most of my texts this year have been with Ben Taylor officiating. So at a certain point as a player, you feel it's personal.
Damn, Fred was pissed. NBA didn't care how emotionally they fined him $30,000 just for speaking out against the refs, but just get him fined. Some money isn't nearly as emotional as number 6, because James Harden did something crazy for his biggest fan. Harden may look intimidating, but he cares more about his fans than pretty much any other NBA player. So he spends a lot of time either giving back or praising them.
Probably the best fans in the NBA. You know, a lot of teams say that, a lot of organizations say that, you know, a lot of fan bases say that, but...
So went hard and heard that his biggest fan was suffering from a life-threatening tragedy. He had to get involved.
Last week, a gunman killed 3 people and injured 5 more at Michigan State University, and one of the surviving students is 20-year-old John Howe, and he is a huge fan of James Harden. And according to a GoFundMe page, Howe's injuries, they've left him paralyzed from the chest down, and told me that he wanted to brighten John's day, even if it was just for 1 minute. And he knows that John's life, it's never going to be the same. And Harden, he said he gave John his phone number, made sure to let him know that they will FaceTime again soon. And hopefully, Harden told me, John will be able to come to one of his future games. So we are thinking of you, John. James Harden, that is an incredible gesture. And
man, for Harden to be so famous and still care about that one person speaks a lot more about who he is than anything he does on the court. But in number 5, getting emotional on the court ruined Russell Westbrook's entire family's lives. Westbrook's trade to the Lakers was supposed to be special until he hit the court and forgot how to shoot. A basketball's had everybody clowning.
Hey, Westbrook, I'm a biggest fan. Westbrook. Biggest fan. Westbrook.
For our daily ritual here on Undisputed, the Russell Westbrook.
So Westbrook became Westbrick. The problem was his entire family shared the last name, so the jokes were even hurting them, and that made Westbrook reach his breaking point.
I haven't done anything to anybody. I haven't hurt anyone. I haven't done anything but play basketball a way that people may not like. And this is just a game. This is just a game. This is not my entire life. And I think that is the ultimate thing that's been for me. And I don't like to harp on. I kind of one it out the other. But once it starts to affect my family, my wife, even today, my mom said something about it today, and it affects them even going to games. Like I don't even want to bring my kids to the game because I don't want them to hear people calling their dad nicknames and out of their names for no reason because he's playing the game that he loves. And it's gotten so bad where, you know, my family don't even want to go to home games, to any game, because of, not just the media across the globe use their platforms to constantly shame me.
Now Westbrook felt like he did the right thing by standing up for his family. But all that really did was make things even worse.
I'm not sure about that. I don't think he knew what he was going to do. That's the problem. I don't know what he was doing, but this is classic, vintage, careless, out of control Russell Westbrook. No conscience, Dredge, because this is what you call
what he was doing.
Bull in China shop.
And it didn't just happen on TV. Social media was filled with Westbrook posts. People literally dropped Westbrook merch. Someone even sent him an entire diss track to his DMS.
Come on, Russ, show me something. 2 for 12 ain't nothing. If run was open for a corner 3, I bet $1 that you throw it to the nosebleeds.
Damn, you gotta feel bad for Westbrook, all that just to get traded across the street. At least it didn't go as far as number 4, where a player's emotional moment got him calmed by the biggest comedian in the world. If there's one thing to know about Kawhi Leonard, it's that he's the least emotional athlete of all time. I mean, most people think he's a robot. The man doesn't know what a fist bump. He can't give a speech without sounding awkward.
Kawhi Leonard.
Kawhi doesn't even know when his teammates are just joking around.
Fun guy. Fun guy, what's up, baby?
What it do, baby?
Yeah, you already know. Yeah.
So the one time he thought something was funny, it turned to one of the most viral moments in NBA history.
I'm a fun guy. Obviously, I love the game of basketball. I mean, there's just more questions you have to ask in order for me to tell you about myself. I just can't give you a whole spiel. I don't even know where you're sitting at.
Kevin, what is that? I'm sorry. It's that funny. What just happened? It's like not.
If someone is sitting in the front of one of your shows and laughs like that, what would you
I'm gonna punch him in the face. Punch him.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's funnier, Kawhi's laugh, or the fact that Kevin Hart is 5 feet 2 inches and actually thinks anyone would be scared of him throwing a punch. Either way, his roast of Kawhi had over 16 million people cracking up. But in number 3, nobody's laughing at the most emotional. What if in NBA history,
I don't know how to feel right now. Like, I'm anxious, but
Derrick Rose thought he had a bright future ahead of him, and everything started hopeful when he came into the NBA as a #1 draft pick and instantly turned into a superstar.
Allow me to introduce you to Derrick Rose. MVP time! Windy City Assassin does it again! This guy is off the charts. Not the only point guard in the league who can make that play. Big time!
Derrick Rose became the greatest Chicago Bull since Michael Jordan because he was dominating the best players in the NBA and eventually made history by becoming the youngest MVP ever until as quickly as things went up, his downfall began during a blowout win when he wasn't even supposed to be playing.
You bypass the harder team in Miami. Rose came down bad on his left foot. See him holding onto his knee and down. He was flying and he came down wrong on the left foot. Now, whether it was an ankle or a knee, I do not know. It's running in this with the injury. We just talked about the 26 games he has missed with an assortment of injuries and now holding a knee late in a game that is already decided for all intents and purposes.
and I'm sure everyone around the country is going to say, why
Rose
was
landed wrong and suffered one of the scariest injuries in basketball, a torn ACL. Rose was immediately forced into rehab where he hoped he'd eventually return to the court like nothing ever happened until that day came and he couldn't escape more devastating injuries or people doubting him.
Derrick Rose, as far as I'm concerned, is finished. And I don't mean finished. I don't mean finished as an NBA player. I don't mean finished as a great NBA player. I mean finished as the Derrick Rose we've all known.
All of this negative attention even made Rose start doubting himself. Stories leaked about fans running into him and saying, "You're the man," and he'd respond with, "Nah, I used to be." Rose didn't know where his career was at, but a part of him still wanted to succeed. Then while he was giving an emotional interview, it's like he could sense something bad was going to happen.
I'm so nervous right now. I don't know why.
Why want to talk to you?
Yeah.
All right, Rose interview, take 4, marker.
A big separation.
Here it is. Right
Alright, so I just talked to Phil. The trade is gonna happen to the Knicks.
You lying.
I ain't bullshit.
You serious? Yeah.
Okay, or you just alright?
Yeah.
This is the fucking back. Okay, just call me back.
Alright. I don't know how to feel right now. Like, I'm anxious, but shy. It's shy, man. That shit made me who I am, man.
It wasn't only emotional because of the trade. Chicago is where he was born and raised, so it was like his own hometown gave up on, and being sent to a team at the bottom of the league wasn't even close to the end of his misery. More trades, more injuries, even more teams giving up on him. It eventually led him to the Minnesota Timberwolves, where he knew he only had one chance left to prove he still belonged in the league. And that's when he had the most emotional night of his entire life.
Rose now. One thing I was looking forward to is he takes you to finish by D. Rose.
Rose attacks, challenges Gobert, and Gobert couldn't get there last night. Rose playing really well for the Timberwolves in the starting 9.
Shot blocking has gotten so much better.
Rose,
everybody just streams out on the floor to greet him, show him the respect.
Do it! 2011 MVP, Rose!
For Rose. to have the best game of his career after everything he'd been through was bigger than basketball. It gave the entire world hope. But just overcoming injuries is one thing. At number 2, Michael Jordan had an emotional moment because the closest person in his life was murdered.
Two 18-year-olds accused of murdering the father of basketball star Michael Jordan.
The murder of MJ's father was unexpected and something not even the greatest basketball player ever knew how to deal with. But for MJ to just sit there and be sad wasn't an option.
Have you dealt with that? Have you accepted the fact he was murdered?
No, because I'm a very optimistic person to a sense that I don't look at the real bad part of it. I look at no matter what happened to my father, he's not here.
Yeah.
So he's passed to me. I want to look at it in a good sense.
In fact, he decided to use his father's murder as motivation. MJ's Bulls were up 3-2 in the NBA Finals with a chance to win a championship, and Game 6 landed on none other than Father's Day. So there was no way Jordan could let his dad down.
Michael Jordan. Oh, he got the step on Rakowski. Jordan, Chicago Bulls have won the 95-96 NBA championship. Make it 4-22. Scottie Pippen came roaring back from the earlier disappointment, 17 points.
Put it in words. On Father's Day, what it means to me. I know he's watching. To my wife, to my kids, to my mother, my brothers and sisters. This is for Daddy. I'm very happy for him.
That's why MJ's the GOAT. But in number 1, the most emotional moment in NBA history brought the entire world together. It all started when LeBron was about to pass up Kobe on the NBA's all-time scoring list.
Across the lane, lays it up and lays it in, and there it is. He just became the third leading scorer in NBA history.
And after that, history was made. But the shock hit the whole world like a punch to the gut.
CNN is able to tell you now that NBA star Kobe Bryant was on board that helicopter and is now dead at the...
This was the last thing that anybody expected, so it had the entire world shook. I mean, nobody could even talk about this situation without tearing up.
I don't know.
We laugh at all the good things that have happened since.
We love you both and miss you. Forever and always. Mommy.
When Kobe Bryant died, a piece of me died.
Kobe won't be forgotten anytime soon. His legendary career got both of his jerseys hung up in the Staples Center. The NBA even completely changed the All-Star game to be all about Kobe, including naming the MVP award after him.
Renaming All-Star MVP trophy.
Kobe brought together an entire city, scratched that the entire world, so there will never be another player or another human being like Kobe.